Hello everyone and welcome to Evolution of Vampire the Masquerade games. Vampire The Masquerade Redemption is a 2000 role-playing video game developed by Nihilistic Software. It follows Christophe Romuald, a 12th century French crusader who is killed and revived as a vampire. The game depicts Christophe's centuries-long journey from the dark ages of 12th century Prague and Vienna to late 20th century London and New York City. Vampire The Masquerade Bloodlines is a 2004 action role-playing video game developed by Troika Games. The game is based on White Wolf's role-playing game Vampire The Masquerade and follows a human who is killed and revived as a fledgling vampire. The game depicts the fledgling's journey through early 21st century Los Angeles to uncover the truth behind a recently discovered relic. Vampire The Masquerade, Coteries of New York is a visual novel developed and published by Draw Distance. The player takes the role of one of three fledgling vampires of different vampire clans with different vampiric abilities and interacts with the members of their coteries. The story depicts the struggle between two vampiric factions. Vampire The Masquerade, Shadowed of New York, was released in 2020. The game story follows Julia of the vampire clan La Sombra, who investigates the death of the Anarch movement's local leader. Throughout the game, the player makes decisions that cause the narrative to branch. Vampire The Masquerade, Bloodhunt is a 2020 free-to-play battle royale game developed and published by Swedish developer Shark Mob. Players take the roles of vampires who try to survive the sect war, battling both each other and an entity who tries to exterminate vampires. They can choose to fight on their own or in a team and use ranged weapons, melee weapons, and vampiric powers. Vampire The Masquerade, Swansong is a 2020 role-playing video game developed by Big Bad Wolf and published by Naken. Swansong is a narrative-driven, single-player role-playing video game in which the player controls three vampires with different vampiric disciplines, switching between them over the course of the game. The characters are put in difficult situations where the player has to make moral choices. Vampire The Masquerade, Justice is a 2023 interactive VR video game. The story is set in Venice as the Banu Hakim Justice investigates the assassination of his sire in a city dominated by the Hekata. You have the power to strike fear into the hearts of a criminal underworld as an untraceable shadow, picking off targets one by one. Vampire The Masquerade, Bloodlines 2 is an upcoming action role-playing video game developing by the Chinese Room and published by Paradox Interactive. The game takes place in Seattle, where the player may explore and interact with non-player characters in a variety of ways. The player will be able to ally themselves with different factions and deal with enemies in a variety of ways.